And I know Kim is as well. So whenever, give me a thumbs up and we'll
we are recording. Yep.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the No Limits Fitness team call for June. Can you believe it's June already? It's great to see everybody. I'm going to go ahead and mute a couple people here. So let's just talk quickly about May. May was a great month. Congratulations to everybody who put themselves out there, earned Success Club. Even if you didn't earn Success Club, if you're helping others, that's what it's all about. The volume overall was a little low, and that's why I think this is the perfect timing now. Our kids are out of school. People are reshifting their focus back to summertime, being outdoors. Guys, we have so many exciting things coming up between Sean Week, between Shift Shop and Summit. So now that our kids are getting out of school, it's really time for each and every single one of us to reshift our focus back on helping others and really turning it up like 5 notches. So I always congratulate and recognize the top coaches. So Christy Rivero, top recruiter, I think with both controlled accounts, I believe she sponsored 8 or 9 coaches in the month of May. Exceptional, and she just went to work. She really focused on it, was very intentional, and had an incredible month. Also, Melissa Alexander, top leader, as always. Her team did phenomenal. Molly Shills, top producer. Guys, she has an infant at home. Molly, you did an incredible job. Congratulations. Rocky Sassini and Danette Napier. So congratulations to you guys. And, you know, success leaves clues. So definitely check out Melissa, Christy, Molly, Rocky. See what they're doing and then add your own flair and duplicate the same kind of value that they're adding for all of their friends on their pages. Okay, so let's dive right in. Sean Week is next week. You guys, you want to write down FAQ 2487. I believe there's 6 brand new Sean workouts being released. This is a really big deal. Let's all take advantage of the brand recognition and awareness that is Shaun T. Okay, that is a big deal for you all. This gives you an opportunity not only to get new people engaged because they've heard of Shaun T and Insanity and T25, but also it gives you an opportunity to reconnect and re-engage with all of your old customers who may have fallen off, you know, like so many people do. They go through ups and downs, and there's different seasons in life. And this is an opportunity to re-engage them, get them excited, not only about Shaun T, but Beachbody On Demand, so they can stream all their workouts. Go ahead and get that annual membership because it's the best value for them. So I hope everybody's excited. I'll post a couple of examples of invitations, but there's 2 ways you can go about this. You can invite as a free group because as we all know, you have 30-day free memberships that are available. So you can advertise it that way if you're just looking to start working with people and start building relationships. You can also advertise it as a way to get people to invest in that Beachbody On Demand All Access Pass and that challenge pack that gives you your 2 points, that gives you your commission. And that's really the best value for everybody. So we were given a gift, a huge gift to have that promotion extended. It is absolutely the best value in fitness. And so my question is, what are you going to be doing on your feed to educate people and to show them what an incredible value it is? Some ideas I have are to go live and or make a video and share screen and actually go through and walk them through what Beachbody On Demand looks like and everything they'd have access to. The main thing is, as much as we feel like we talk about it, people don't get how amazing Beachbody On Demand is. They may not even know exactly what you do. And so I'm charging us all and challenging us all to really focus on that in June, letting people know what you do and what you can do for them and getting them involved. Okay, so let's see. Summit. 37 days away. Can you believe it? It's incredible. I'm so excited to see all of you guys. I hope that, you know, we have a lot of new coaches on our team, and I would encourage you to just go to the website. There's a couple of like blog posts and videos that kind of gives you more insight into why you want to be there, why you would make that investment. But I got to tell you, when you do make it there and you make it happen and you get to Summit, you are immersed in incredible training energy and everything, and it really just lights your fire, and that will affect your business. It will have a direct impact on your business. So I'm excited to see everybody at Summit. And the question really is for June, what are you going to do to optimize that momentum, that excitement, the energy as you go into Summit month? So what are you doing now to really engage with people on social media so everybody's following you, so that when they see you're at these incredible parties and you're talking about the business opportunity, it clicks for them and they are attracted and they want to join you. So think about that this month, and just getting ready for all of the excitement for Summit. Now, you guys know I'm in love with Shift Shop. I've tried to share as much as I could. I have a sneak peek, so you're free to join that. And that's really just a page where I'm sharing tidbits about what I'm eating, what my workouts look like. So if you want to join that, you're free to join it. I'm talking about the nutrition plan. The biggest thing I can tell you is don't be intimidated by this program. It's incredible. You want to do the Shift Shop. Everybody here should experience it. It is as much about the mental shifts that you will make and the confidence you will gain as how your body will change physically. Chris Downing truly is incredible. He's so inspiring. You are injected with PD every single workout. And I think that is so powerful. I don't think that your challengers and customers have experienced that before. So get ready for the Shift Shop. If you have any questions tonight, feel free to just put them in the chat and I can address them at the end of the call if we have any. I'm going to be handing out a business launch guide, so check the team page later this week. And it's going to be similar to what we prepared for you for Hammer and Chisel, but again, 37 days. So the work begins now in making sure everybody knows what it is, they're excited about it, you feel confident talking about it, you're excited. That way, you have a huge July. For everybody who maybe is newer, our business goes, there are peaks in our business, and the largest peak is July. And so you want to be a part of that. You want to take advantage of that. Really leverage this incredible new program, the fact that we're expanding internationally. Use that to your advantage to bring people in, because people will see that as a business opportunity if you're presenting it that way. So create the buzz now. Check out the business launch guide. I'll post that in the next few days. I wanted to create something fun for you guys. So I don't know if you saw my post tonight, but sneak peek before the sneak peek this Saturday. If you want to try out and preview a Shift Shop workout before the whole entire network gets to Saturday at 8 a.m., you're invited. It's an exclusive preview. I'm going to share a screen through Zoom, and you're going to get to do Speed 25. You just need to be at Success Club 4. So that means connect our products with 2 people. You got to help 2 people by Saturday morning. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And I think that would be cool pictures, a good way for you to try it out and explain it in your own words. So I hope everybody is shooting for that. And then a couple quick announcements, and Kim is going to hop right in. Of course, you know that the Beachbody On Demand All Access Challenge Pack has been extended. However, this month, we have now also introduced the Performance Pack Challenge Pack. So they get Beachbody On Demand for 12 months, and they get it paired with the Performance Pack. Really cool. Some people, maybe they have objections to Shakeology with their athletes, or they go to the gym. You guys, you want them to know about the Performance Pack. So that's another resource and something we have to offer to people. So make sure you're talking about that. And then check back tonight. I'm going to update the calendar with all the cool stuff that we have going on in June. One last thing, and it's a really big deal. The Success Club prize for the month of June is an exclusive webinar with John Maxwell. And I can't express how valuable that is. It's a really big deal. John Maxwell is like the biggest ticket in the country when it comes to leadership and personal development and motivation. You want to be on that call, you guys. I just spent thousands of dollars to be at Entree Leadership in Orlando because that's how much value John Maxwell brings to the table. So it's really cool when Beachbody invests in us and they spend a lot of money to get somebody of John Maxwell's caliber. You earn Success Club 5 and you get the webinar. So you want to be on that. It's probably going to be about 60 minutes just of amazing wisdom and knowledge that will help you not only in your business, but personally. So that is a big deal. Okay. So everybody, if you're on this call, set Success Club 5 as a goal because you want to be in that webinar. Okay, with that, hopefully that didn't take too long. I want to take a minute now and introduce our guest speaker for the evening. Kim Carter is a lifetime 6-star diamond, and she is a 1-star diamond in her second business center. She was an elite coach in 2015. She was a premier coach in 2016. She is part of our upline team, Diesel Nation. So she is one of the leaders of Diesel Nation. And she is a Success Club 5 legend. She is a Success Club 10 all-star. Okay, so she has done it all. She's had a ton of success in this business. She started coaching in September of 2013. And actually, Kim, this is amazing to me. It says she went full-time in May of 2014. So that's less than a year later. That's incredible. So this is somebody who really has gone all in. And tonight, Kim is going to be talking to us about showing up for your business and your goals and really riding the wave of coaching. So with that, I am so excited to welcome you, Kim. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor to have you, and we can't wait to hear from you.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. That was like a super impressive introduction there. Thank you very much, you guys, for having me on the call. I'm really honored to talk to you all. I know Kara's an amazing leader, and so it makes me excited to be able to share little tidbits with you guys. So I'm going to apologize up front. I am apparently, so the doctors tell me, recovering from pneumonia. So whatever. So if I start coughing and if my voice sounds weird, that's why. But anyway, Shakeology's, helping me out. We're not going to let pneumonia get anybody down, whatever. So a little bit, I'll just kind of briefly hit on how I got started in my story. Cause I know most of you guys probably don't really know, my background. And then we'll get into the nuggets of this little training. So like Kara said, I joined Beachbody as a customer and kind of discount coach all at the same time pretty much. It was either August or September of 2013. And I was a veterinarian, a small animal vet. I had my own practice at the time, and I was desperately in need of stress relief was probably the biggest thing. And I had 10 pounds to lose or something, nothing major. It was just me needing more energy and me needing to really feel good about myself again and have something to, I needed a punching bag to punch when I got home from work every day. It was like how I felt, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. And the veterinary world, for me, it was very negative. And I know that's a really weird thing for a lot of people to hear, because a lot of people think, oh, you're playing with cute little puppies and kittens all day. No, you're treating the sick ones. You're trying to convince clients to let you run these diagnostic tests so that you can actually tell them what's wrong. And it was just, in reality, as a vet, it can be a very emotionally dark and draining and depressing environment to be in day after day. And that really, really was getting to me. So that all kind of links in with my story, but that's kind of where I was professionally. And I wanted a way out. As weird as that sounded, and as much time, I don't care, same with you with law school, as much time as you invest and as much money as you invest into something like that, and then to get into it and practice for 8 years and be like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this every day. It's a really hard, realization to come to, I think. But anyway, so I started in 2013 with T25 and loved it. And Emily Hawkins is my coach. And I know she told me, who knows how many times, oh, you need to be a coach. You need to be a coach. I'm like, I don't have time. I'm not, whatever. Just give me my discount. That's all I want. That's all I've got time to do. And she's like, yeah, okay, whatever, and she would drop little hints every once in a while. And the funny thing is it just kind of naturally happened for me. As I started doing T25 and I started having fun with it, I mean, I loved the program, and I just immediately started feeling better. And I randomly just started posting about that on Facebook. I don't know why I did. I just did. You know, I was enjoying it. And people started asking me questions. And literally, like within that first month, that's how coaching began. And I hit SC5 that month, and the next month, and the next month, and every single month ever since then, you know, plus more. But I remember Emily saying, she's like, I told you were going to coach. I knew you were. I was like, okay, fine, whatever, you know? And I think it was a few months in after, you know, being in some of these team pages and seeing, like, I know a lot of us don't talk about our exact income a lot, but for me, whenever Christina and Becky would share like their real incomes, I think that's when it clicked for me. And I was like, this is my way out of veterinary medicine. Like, this is actually a real thing if I work at it, you know? And so I was like, this is my plan B. This is what's going to get me out. And all at the same time too, you know, being plugged in with our team pages, and all of you guys know, I mean, we have an amazing culture on Diesel Nation. And for me, that meant the world, because I needed that positivity in my life. I needed that motivation and that support from people every day. And I think that's what I really didn't expect to get out of this. And that's what's made the most difference for me. And I would find myself like in between patients, like checking into my groups, like, oh, I want to see how everybody's doing, you know, and I want to cheer this person on. And yeah, I think that's when it was like, I just need to do this. Like, I need to quit being a vet and I need to just coach and really, really focus on it. So that's what I did. So I had the opportunity to sell my practice in April of 2014. So I had only been a coach for like 6 or 7 months. I was a diamond at the time, and I was probably making, you know, $450, $500 a week or something. And so not anywhere near my veterinary income, but I was like, I have to do it. I have to sell my practice while I can. And I'm just going to go all in, and we're just going to make it work. Like, it has to work. There's no other option. So that's what I did. And it's been the best decision ever. So that's how I got started in this. From there, it was like, okay, now we've got to get to work and grow. And so that's all I'll say about about my story. Yes, go all in for sure, if you can. So things I wanted to talk to you guys about tonight. One is consistency. That is like the biggest thing that everybody hears me say all the time. My team is probably so sick of hearing me tell them to be consistent about things, but it's truly how I built this. And I think it's one of the most important things. So we'll talk about that. Talk about kind of riding the highs and the lows of the business, and then working with the willing, and kind of what I'm doing with my new coaches that's working for me right now. So consistency. Like I said, I started from the very beginning of T25, and I just started sharing my journey. I loved it. I was having fun with it. I posted about it pretty much every day just because I wanted to. And I immediately started, you know, getting those messages from people about how they loved watching it and how inspiring I was. And, you know, they loved seeing me, you know, happier and with more energy. And, you know, can I show them this, or can I tell them about this? And so I just kept doing that literally every single day since then. I make sure I post something motivational, and I post my workout. And I know some people don't like to do a workout picture or photo or post or whatever every single day. Some people say that people get annoyed by it. I'm like, whatever. If you get annoyed by my fitness stuff, I'm sorry. Like, we're probably not going to gel, you know? I post about it just about every day. And it doesn't always have to be just a sweaty selfie. Like, make it something of value. So maybe you take your workout picture and you overlay a quote on it. You know, maybe it's a move of the day. I used to do a lot of just little quick moves of the day. Maybe it's like a video, like T25 has the great, like 1 minute, the speed 2.0 things, you know, at the end. I would video those, you know, like, look how fun this is. This is so awesome. And just things like that. And yeah, exactly what Kara's saying. Sorry, I have a really bad habit of looking at chat while I'm talking.
Sorry.
I need to not do that. No. I'm like, oh, what are people saying? But yes, and talk about what it is that you're learning and how you're feeling differently as you're working through a program. And I feel like it gives you a lot of credibility too if somebody sees you do a program from start to finish, just like they've just watched Kara do Shift Shop, with the test group. They see that she's doing it every day and they see the results that she's getting. And I feel like we have to show that consistency. We have to show that we are truly living the lifestyle that we talk about, or else nobody's going to trust us. And another big thing for me with consistency is I feel like there are a lot of people out there, probably the majority of people out there on social media, they're watching you and they see new coaches especially. They see you getting started in Beachbody. And I guarantee you, so many people think, oh yeah, let's see how long this lasts. She's just doing the next little fad, trendy thing, which we all know it's not. But I guarantee you, people are waiting to see how long you actually do it and when you give up and when you quit, because that's what 90% of everybody does. They start something and they quit. That's just what people do. And they're watching, to see that, wow, 6 months later, she's still really doing this and she's still really taking care of herself and loving these programs and still drinking that shake. So man, maybe it's, really is something valuable. But you've got to just keep on putting it out there every single day, just to build your own credibility too. If people don't see you doing that, why would they trust you and buy into something that you're not showing them proof of on a daily basis? So that was a big one for me. And I just using myself as an example, even when I worked as a vet, I came home every day. When I got home, I could not get up early, but I came home every day and I changed out of my scrubs, put my workout clothes on, and I did my workout and I posted about it every day, just about. When I was pregnant, same thing. Yeah, there were days I didn't want to work out, but on those days I would at least get down there and stretch or do a little bit of yoga or something, and post about it. And same thing since he was a baby, to me, she was really not an easy infant at all. She never slept, ever. And unless I was wearing her, there were many times that I wore her and did a workout, but post about stuff like that. Like, it's gotta be real life. Don't feel like you have to have this perfect picture or this perfect video. 'Cause that's not real. Like, just show people your real life on a daily basis. And again, that's what makes you trustworthy. And that's what makes them, feel close to you or feel like they can come to you with questions, 'cause they know you're real. They know that every day is not some wonderfully perfect, beautiful day. Like, we all struggle with everything. And that's another thing just to share those struggles that you're having on a daily basis with whatever it is. And I mean, not like crying poor pitiful me all the time, but if you're having a hard day, like, talk about it, and maybe spin it into, this is how I'm going to resolve it, or I'm going to go, at least just do a little bit of yoga and get my head clear or something, Let's see what else. Not a highlight reel. I'm looking at my notes. I have to have notes. People, I feel like and I've had coaches that have done this, like, every single picture or video that they make, they'll spend like 2 hours editing the thing to make it perfect. I'm like, no, don't do that. People don't want to see perfect. And to people that are looking to get started on a health and fitness journey, they're probably insecure about themselves anyway. And they're probably really nervous about coming to somebody. They don't want to go to somebody that looks absolutely perfect and makes their life seem absolutely perfect, because that's not attainable, and it's not realistic. And so that's kind of what I always say. Don't just show the highlights, because it's not real. Be you, just be your own self on social media, just like it's your real life. Okay, consistency. I beat that one with a hammer now. Riding the highs and the lows. And it all kind of ties in, because here's the thing. We all are going to have really good months and really good weeks, and we're all going to have some weeks that just completely suck. And there's no getting around that. It's going to happen. I guarantee you. But the thing is, like, I see so many coaches that get so just frustrated and sidetracked if they have a bad week, or if they have a day where they send out all these invites and nobody responds, and they really let that get to them, and they let the lows really sink them low. And it's like, I don't care what business you're in, you're going to have highs and lows. And if you are working for somebody else, you're going to have to get through the low time no matter what. Like, you don't have an option because you're not the boss, right? You're working for somebody else. So you really have to just take ownership of this as your own business. And just like we say, you know, we are the CEOs of our coaching business, and you have to push yourself through those lows. And that's when you have to focus on personal development. To me, you have to read something that speaks to you at that time. It doesn't have to be the book that everybody else is reading, just because, like, if it's not giving you value, put it down and get a new book. Like, read something that you need to read. And just figure out a way to get through that low point and get your tail in gear again, you know? For me, a lot of that too is really, really connecting to your why, and having a why that is so deep and meaningful to you that, like, you're going to do anything to get it. And again, for me, if I didn't have this coaching business, and if I did not continue to build this coaching business, it would mean I would have to go back to veterinary medicine. And that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I'm done. Like, I'm not going back. And that's a huge reason for me to continue to build this. And that, like, when I go back and think about that, that'll pull me through a bad week, because it's like, no, going back to the veterinary world is not where I want to be. And even the lowest day of Beachbody coaching for me personally is so much better than that. You know, it's just not even an option. So I think you really just need to dig deep, and not, I mean, you need to have, like, you know, your big goals and your dreams that you're reaching for too. But I think it's important to also have something that you don't want to go back to, you know, and kind of think about it that way. I think that'll kind of change your thinking on it a little bit. Not just, oh, well, maybe I can't have the dream beach house or whatever, but I don't want to go back to where I just came from, you know? And for me, that pushes me even harder, you know, than giving up on dreams that you don't actually already have, right? So that's one thing I challenge you guys to just really, really think about, is get deep, like, write it down on a piece of paper, things that you have overcome, things that you don't want to go back to, your deep, dark why, and get emotional with yourself. I know that sounds weird, but for real, do it. And another thing to think about is, like, if you weren't doing this as a business, what would you be missing out on? For me, a lot of it is the positivity and the relationships and the friendships. And I'd still be doing my health and fitness stuff, even if I wasn't coaching, but I wouldn't have all of this, you know? And what is it to you personally that you'd be missing out on if you weren't a part of this, and if you weren't working your business and building this business? So that's just some things. I guess that's more about the lows, but I mean, the highs are easy, right? The highs are awesome. It's getting through the low times that we have to figure out, and you just have to figure out a way to push yourself through it, and pull yourself out of the little ruts that we all get in, and just say, look, you know, this is a bad time. That's okay. I'm not going to, you know, focus on it too heavily. I'm going to figure out what I need to do to move on. Maybe you need to refocus on your vital behaviors. Maybe you need to invite more, and whatever it is, you know, just really assess your business and assess what you're truly doing on a daily basis. And a lot of times that'll kind of give you the kick in the pants that you need to really get back on track. So, okay. And last little bit of this, because I don't ever like to talk too long. Working with the willing, and some tips for your coaches. So this was probably 2 years ago. I heard Danielle McKean, she's on our Diesel Nation team. I heard her do a team call, and I don't even remember who it was for, but it was called Work with the Willing. And it really like jumped out and grabbed me. And it's like I heard her say the words, and I heard her, you know, give this whole talk, and it was amazing. And in my head, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to work with the willing. And then I never really did it. And then I still never really did it. And then 2 years later, I still never really did it. And now I'm actually going to do it. So I think it's a hard concept to really make yourself understand when you hear somebody say work with the willing. It's like, well, what does that really mean? Because as you're getting coaches on your teams, and I don't know, you know, where all of you guys are as far as building your business, you know, and ranks and all of that. But as you're getting new coaches on your team, it seems like so many people, they're like, oh yeah, I want to work. I want to build this business. And the majority of them don't actually do anything. And it's hard to be okay with that, with those people not actually doing anything. And it's hard to make yourself actually focus on the people that really truly are putting in the work and not trying to drag all the other ones along by their hair, you know? And that has been a very difficult thing for me to be okay with and me to finally come to terms with. And I think, and I'll kind of tell you the process that I go through now, but when you have these new coaches, I feel like you have to give them some pretty, you know, some general assignments to get started. And if they don't do it, check in with them, of course, but don't like, you know, force the issue. Like, hey, did you do day one of coach training today? Hey, did you ever do day one of training? And, you know, a week later, hey, did you ever get to day one? Like, you know, if you have to keep asking people that and keep really pushing the issue, they're probably just not motivated enough to really build a team of their own. So I feel like you just really have to run with the ones that jump in, you give them training, and they actually start doing it, you know, and they start asking you questions. And those are the people that I feel like you really, really need to invest your time in. Not that you don't help the other ones, but help them when they're ready. Don't drag them along and try to make them, you know, run with this business before they're truly ready to. And some people get to that point, some people never do. And, you know, that's a lot of time you could have saved yourself, right? I have spent, I don't even know how many hours talking to people on the phone that are still never going to do anything, you know? So just be okay with the fact that this business isn't for everybody. And every single coach that you enroll is not going to take it and run with it like you are. And that's okay. It's just, people are different, right? So what I have started doing, and this is working really well for me, and a lot of this came from like after Kara and I got back from EntreLeadership, one of the big things that really stood out to me was you've got people, you know, Dave Ramsey, Simon Sinek, John Maxwell, all of these people have these amazing organizations of people that are thoroughbreds, as they said. You know, they're go-getters. They have the same ambition. They have the same drive. They have the same work ethic. They're going to put in the time, and they're going to be invested in their job and invested in that company. And those are the people that we want working with us. We don't want the people that aren't going to work as hard as we are as coaches, you know, as working coaches in this business. So that's kind of what I've started doing. I've shifted, and I'm not so much trying to pull in like anybody that I can to be a coach. I'm being much more selective about it now. And like I said, really focusing on working with those that are truly showing me that they're putting in, you know, their effort. So I have started, I send them a new coach welcome email, and I send that to everybody, discount coach or working coach, because sometimes I get surprised. And in that welcome email, it's a really simple email, but there's a link in it to a form that is actually just like, I don't know if you've ever seen Melanie Mitro's welcome form that she does. It's pretty much the same thing. And it walks them through, right from the very beginning, it walks them through the vital behaviors, getting started with personal development, Success Club, Success Starters, what Emerald Rank is, link to the team call, you know, links for the national wake up call, FAQs, how to find the FAQs and how to search through the FAQs. things like that it walks them through all of that right in the welcome email. Excuse me. Let me get some water. And yeah, I can share that. I'll send the link to Kara, and then you can, post it in your team page or whatever.
Awesome.
I literally copied and pasted the vast majority of it from Melanie Mitra. I was like, it must be working for her, right? So here, this is what I'm going to do. and I really like it. And I've gotten really good feedback from my coaches, because they're getting some really basic information, but it's really important information right off the get-go. Like before you put them in a training group, anything, this is the first thing that they see. So once they do that, of course, it emails me when they're finished with the form and they've filled out all the little boxes and stuff. And then I send them a 7-day quick start. And it's the same one that Jamie uses as well, Jamie O'Rear. And I don't remember if we got it from Christina. I don't know. But anyway, it's a condensed version of Coach Basics, but it's meant to be in 7 days. I send them the link to the whole 7-day training, so they have it and they can do it at their own speed. I do all of this before I ever put them in a training group. And what I've found is that when they have it one-on-one, they seem to do it more for some reason. When you just throw them in a training group, it's like they never actually go in and do the stupid training, which drives me up the wall. So I don't do that anymore. But I don't really get on the phone with these new coaches until they've gone through the welcome form and I know that they've started, at least gotten through a couple days of the 7-day quick start training. And then I'll get on the phone with them and do the getting started right call. And then we'll go from there and take it at their speed. But I kind of am finding that at least if they're doing that part of it on their own, they're taking the initiative to learn something and to get started with something. And those are the ones that I'm working with. If they don't even start when I send them a link like that, I'm sorry, but you're not getting a whole lot of my time as far as a business building coach. Yes, I'll still support them as a challenger, but not as a working coach if they're not even going to go through a quick little 7-day quick start training that literally you could probably read the whole thing in an hour, So, sorry. That's kind of what I have started doing with my coaches. Another thing that I started is focusing more on color codes, which I know, Kara, you've always been really big on this. I think you have anyway. I never paid a bit of attention to it. And I am now, because after EntreLeadership, I'm like, this stuff actually makes sense. Maybe this is why I'm not communicating with all my coaches well, because I am very much a red. And come to find out, nobody else on my team is a red. I think there's like one other person. Like, well, no wonder I don't talk to you guys right, So yeah, so that's been a big change. And I need to actually learn what all the colors mean now, but we'll get to that. But I also started putting my working coaches in little mastermind message threads, and it's going over really well. So instead of, of course they're all in the team page, and, everybody is kind of in this ongoing training thing. But I paired them up in like groups of 3 or 4, and that's it. So it's very small and very, personal in this message thread, and they really get to know each other. And I grouped them by kind of by rank, more of by like the speed that they're running at and their overall goals, what they need help on. Like I have a group of coaches that, they're rock star diamonds and they're amazing at getting new challengers, and they can't get a working coach to save their life, So it's like I've got a couple of them paired together so that that's what we can focus on, is actually recruiting coaches. And so I've matched them up like that. And then I have like a group of, 3 or 4 brand new people. And so we're all really starting from the beginning, and it's working really well. They're talking to each other a lot better. And the feedback that I'm getting is that they don't feel so intimidated, to ask a question that they, we all say there aren't any stupid questions, right? But sometimes it's scary, like as a new coach, to ask what might be a pretty basic question, like in a team page with 100 other people. That's scary for a new coach. So I find that they're communicating back and forth in these little masterminds a whole lot better, and helping each other out. And so I think that's kind of bonding us together as a team a bit more too. So those are the biggest things. Those are my big tips anyway.
That was awesome. Okay, so you guys, I hope you were taking notes because these are mine. I'm a note taker anyway, but you know, Kim talked a lot about consistency. You hear it a lot because it's vital to our business. I can give you so many examples over the past 4 years, but when she talked about, you know, having those lows and riding through those lows. When I almost lost my dad was in the hospital. That was a really, really low point for me, not in my business, but personally. And that's why I speak with so much passion and belief about really doing the vital behaviors, because if I wasn't doing PD and I didn't feel like I had this obligation to show up and do my workouts, I don't know how I would have pulled myself out of that. And so that really has been a gift and an answer for me when I was really struggling personally was, you know what? I'm going to get this workout done so that I feel better and to prove to myself that I can do it. And because I know I have people watching me and that count on me, you know? And so try to look at it from a different perspective. When things are bad, go sweat, you know, go get out your frustrations and work out and then talk about it. And I guarantee you, you're going to feel better. Okay, and then let's see. She mentioned so many great things. So we'll get the link from Kim of what she personally shares. I know what I do is I revise the Diesel Nation welcome letter, and it has a lot of links. I took some things out. I made it my own, but that is the bread and butter of what I send in a welcome email to each and every one of my coaches. But I think the 7-day quick start is great, and you can always look at you can look at our self-paced coach basics. You can look at the first 30 in the back office. There's incredible training materials. And what I found is coaches who want to take the initiative, once they're aware of the coach online office, they already start going through training modules. And that's when you know you have somebody who is genuinely interested in learning, okay, what's next? And they're interested in this and they've got goals in mind. Having said that, it's always good to, like, the more pointed your questions are, I think the more you're going to get out of people. So there's a book called Asking the Right Questions, and that's been recommended on the wall. Sometimes it takes giving people a little bit of direction, but Kim is right. You have to invest your time and work with the willing and match their efforts, and just always let people know that you're going to match their efforts. Really quick before we hop off, does anybody have any questions for Kim or me about the Shift Shop? If you have any lingering questions, let's see, while we've got Kim on the phone, because she's such a great, she did an incredible job through her pregnancy. You know, she's got a ton of leadership on her team, and she really, really understands this business. So take advantage. Good. I'm glad, Trisha. Okay. Sure, guys. Okay. So let's see. She talked about the mastermind threads. I think that's a great idea. Start trying to group your coaches together. Start understanding their personalities. Have them take the color test, guys. It's a real eye-opener. It will be a real eye-opener for you personally, because it will help you evaluate your strengths and what you bring to the table and the things that you need to maybe face and work on as a coach. So Sierra says, thank you. Shift Shop question, does it take a lot of room? It seems that the circles are big, and what is the color test? Okay, you guys, I have a really small area where I work out right now. I'm still living in our townhouse, so I have a small area. Don't be worried about the space. When I work out outside, it's because I'm submitting videos to Beachbody Corporate because they're looking for cuts for their infomercial. And I personally like to spread out. But I've done the agility and the speed work in my home. I've got a little small square, so you can absolutely do it however much space you have, you can definitely make it work. And the weights, you're not even moving around, you're just picking up weights. So don't worry about that. The color code test, Trisha, is a personality test that groups you according to color. So we have a lot of reds on our team, Kim. You would love our team. We have a lot of reds and blues. But basically, you answer questions on a test, and it gives you what drives you and what motivates you. And it's something we encourage all coaches to take, just so you can really get a feel for how you're motivated, because you know what? Everybody's motivated differently. And the way you would talk to or mentor somebody who has a yellow personality is very different from the way you would mentor and talk to somebody who's got a red personality or a blue personality. So Trisha, I'll make sure to post that in the team page, or I'll just bump the link that we have. There's a free test that we can take. Super helpful. Definitely something. I'm even put it in your challenge groups. Try to get a feel and get to know people better and understand them, because that's the key to knowing how you can best inspire them. So with that, you guys, I think we're gonna, Kim, did you want
I was just gonna say too, that's something that has really hit me hard ever since EntreLeadership, was this color code thing, because I incorrectly assumed that a lot of my leaders on my team were just like me. And literally none of them are. And it's really amazed me to be like, oh, well, the vast majority of people need to be, pat on the back. Hey, yeah, you did this great. And I am so not that person. Like, I'm cut and dry. Just, this is what I need to do. This is what I'm going to do. These are the steps that I'm going to take. I'm going to get it done. Like, you don't need to be giving me hugs and loving on me and all that stuff, And so it's an eye opener for sure. If you guys have not really done the color code thing, do it. It'll open your eyes, and have your team do it. That's the biggest thing. Like, have your team all do it and give you their colors so that you know how to communicate with them best. It's been a game changer for sure.
Yeah. Big eye opener.
Mm-hmm.
So great. All right. Well, if there's no more questions, guys, I just want to thank everybody for being on. Listen, I know it's a crazy time of year. If you're in South Florida, there's probably floods by you. And I know kids are getting out of school, people are traveling, and there's a lot going on. So it says a lot for the people who are on, and I see who's on, that you're making an investment in your business. Show up. That's what it's all about. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being on. Thank you to Kim. You're amazing. Really loved all of your content and everything you've presented to us, because
thank you.
Good reminders we all need to hear. I know. Okay, let's take a quick picture and then we'll sign off. Show me your pearly whites, everybody. Great. Kim, thanks again so much for taking time out of your night to be here.
You're welcome. It was great talking to you guys. If y'all have other questions, just shoot them over to me, Karen. I'll answer them.
I appreciate it.
And I'll get the link to you for this recording too.
Thank you so much. You're a rock star. I appreciate it. All right, guys. See everybody soon. And I hope you are pushing for SC4 by Friday night, because I want to see you Saturday morning. Thanks again. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.